the Right Honorable Mr. Speaker and Chairman of the Restoration Campaign Coordinating Committee. Please, a good round of applause for our vibrant, hard-working, speaking speaker. Thank you, thank you. The members of the National Assembly, sorry, I know you people. Where is Lawrence? Ah, okay. Well, let me recognize the members of the National Assembly and then all the members of the State House of Assembly. Madam Beauty, who is here as an observer. All of you who have been carefully chosen and selected to be part of this inauguration ceremony. I don't want to go through the list because it's a long one, but let me welcome you all. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Anoa. First of all, I would like to, on behalf of our government, congratulate all of you who have been carefully chosen to be part of this effort which is aimed at consolidating the achievements recorded, the great work that the restoration team has started since 2012 in this state. And I hope you are all recording well, because these days some people have a way of sneaking records and spreading around. So you have been carefully selected, brought together to see how our team, our group, the restoration team, which has been in control of this party and the government for the past close to 8 years, will continue to do the good jobs we have been doing in this state. And make no mistake about it, we have impacted positively on the life of our state in all critical sectors. We have advanced the course of development and stability and security of this place. We have brought normalcy and stability to this state, such that even few months to the general election, even with the shenanigans going on, you can see that Bayelsa State remains stable, safe, and it's an envy. It's a state that a lot of people talk about with respect and pride. We have every reason to be proud of what we have done. Please, a round of applause for yourself. And I have been the leader of this team, and we have gone through very trying, very difficult moments. We have actually been change agents in this state. From 2015 till date, we have been a party in opposition to the party at the center, confronting the kind of characters who were opposition leaders in this state again and again. And even with the federal might behind them, we have always emerged victorious. A round of applause for yourselves again. In spite of a crippling recession, and we are not yet out of a recession, this restoration government, this restoration team, with the contributions and the sacrifices that we've all been making, at all levels, those of you who are in the House of Assembly here, you know the sacrifices we are all making. Those in the executive arm, those in the National Assembly, all of you in various appointments, you know the sacrifices and the contributions we have been making. Our state, in spite of it all, the changes we have brought to every department, every area of governance in our state, actually we have moved our state 20, 25 years in all the critical sectors of our state. So, we will be failing in our duties if we don't take steps to consolidate the gains that the restoration team has made in this state. We have been in opposition for the first time, still defeating the party at the center. And let me put the other side on notice. Even from this list, and more names will even be added, more key people have been calling to complain that they want to, why were they left out? And we have been explaining that it's not deliberate. With the people assembled here in this hall and with the several we have around our state, the other side has already failed even before the battle starts. At the general election, there's no cause for alarm. No cause for alarm. And let me assure you, I, former Pepe, is still available to lead the restoration and the PDP campaign to victory. And our team is the team that has control of all the critical levers of power in this state. The control of the 19 in the assembly. Let me say, for sake of argument, 18 are already in this team. You control majority of all other appointees of the National Assembly. I don't want to talk about the party because the party is neutral. But you see, we have a right, all of us, including me. I'm not an umpire. I have a right to support a candidate of my choice and of our choice, and to work hard for that candidate to emerge. So this is not something to hide. As governor, it doesn't stop me from having a choice of who will. We're talking about my succession. You are talking about the legacies of our government. And you are talking about our future, the future of our state. So Governor Dickson is not just a bystander. I am actively interested and will be involved in the processes that will unfold. And so will all of you be. Now, why have we empaneled all of you? We have empaneled all of you because the time has come to put our house together. And let me assure you, you may hear of one report or one rumor, because it's a state of rumors. This is the headquarters of rumor, you know. But we have dealt with even that rumor spirit significantly, but it is still kicking. After these elections, that rumor spirit too will be sent and thrown away into the ocean in Jesus' name. But you'll hear a lot of rumor. This one is like this one is like... And there are camps out there, some groups. What they do is to call people. And you are still there? Won't you come over? All your people are here. So person is here. So it's a lie. They have nobody. Majority of the restoration team are intact. And let's consider this even for a second. In this government, we have over 2,000 appointees. So if 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, or even 10 or 20, or even 50 may take a position, that does not affect the critical mass of the group. So don't be deceived. For those out there who are spreading propaganda, some of them, small words, and we know some of them, calling and telling you, have you heard? Have you heard this? Have you heard that? It's not true. The bulk of the restoration team is still intact. And I want to thank all of you for your continued support and loyalty and encouragement. Please, a round of applause for yourselves, and the several others, for yourselves. So we have come to the stage that we must put our house together, because you are the biggest stakeholders. You have been part of a government. You have been part of running a very successful and enviable government. And never succumb to the propaganda out there where people will come and try to rubbish the claims you have made and try even to rubbish your leaders. And those members out there of the restoration team who are out there offering themselves for service of our state. Don't succumb to the propaganda of the opposition, who, if they don't have anything to say about their capacity and competence, will say, this one at right hand. Say this one, not they spend money. But you in this state, you have been here, government after government. And there's no single government in this state that people have not been saying they are hungry, they are dying. In fact, there were governments that people were packing away from this state. Businesses were closing in this state. When I was opposition leader, there was a government here. And there were people out there complaining.
Even more responsible for feeding hungry people. Or they will say to incite bias because they like that blackmail of saying this one. Not expressing what this one is hungry, this one is. Someone who has responsibility for feeding hungry people in your own country. Did he feed the hungry people in Bayelsa? No. But when they open their mouth, they spend blackmail propaganda. Because Bayelsans like to listen to that shit blackmail and propaganda. I know appointees, I know people in the House of Assembly, I know everybody in this hall, from morning till night, you are addressing the problems of the people who come your way in the little way you can. What is the most you can do? As governor every morning, I attend to the people of our state from morning till midnight. I've been doing that for 8 years, close to 8 years. There's no governor I know, not just in this state, anywhere in this country, who gives people more support, small, to the number of people that I do every day. So ignore that any propaganda, where people, some of them who have held very senior positions, will come and brand others. That this people not spend, this one not. Okay, there, when they were there, were they not only people in Bayelsa? Were they standing on the street sharing money to everybody? That's never happened. So let's not encourage that, because we are making our state a laughing stock. There are governments creating things they don't even know, things that are not even there, and spread circulating information. Don't listen to that. The second rumor, you just think of rumor. I'm kind of addressing all rumor, but some need to be addressed. The second one is, I want to let you all know that the charge I'm giving to you is to mobilize the base for us to agree and elect a flag bearer for our party. From the Restoration Family. From the Restoration Family. From the Restoration Family. I will be failing in my duties as leader of this team. I will also without rancor. Without rancor. There are always arguments in political activities of this nation when the stakes are this high. But even amongst ourselves, try and find accommodation. Amongst other stakeholders or members of the party, find accommodation. And work amongst yourselves and with other party members with the support of the security agencies to ensure that the ad hoc delegated election takes place freely and without any major incidents. I want to thank you and congratulate you all. There will be other committees, a committee for youth mobilization that will be set up. There will be a committee for women mobilization that will be set up. There will be an advisory committee made up of our elders, and there are so many of them, that will be set up. Within a short period, there will also be a director general appointed. As you can see, there's no director general appointed right now. That does not mean that I am the director general. But whoever is the director general is still overseen. There will be a director general that will be appointed. The elders that we have selected at the top level are veterans, and they know their bits, they know what to do. I would like, I'm not going through this list, but it's very long, but I will take up to the convenient level. On this note that I announce the appointment of the Honorable Dr. Oku Us, Deputy Director General Bayelsa West. Honorable Solomon Agoma, Deputy Director General Bayelsa West. As you can see, Bayelsa West covered. In Bayelsa East, who was robbed in broad daylight, and people call it victory. People call it victory. People that was stolen will be returned back to you in Jesus' name. The Honorable Robert Enoa Okpada. That area, brass senatorial cover with these two gentlemen. Honorable Duda Wick and Honorable Jackson Swokri. Jackson Swokri is in Abuja. Now, these are the gentlemen who will coordinate our senatorial effort. They know everything in their areas. Now, all of these, everything, the chairman of the council, not just for the contract of everything, is the number 3 man in our restoration government. You rightfully know. Come here, not right to them. Stand up for your vision. He is the number 3 in our government, our restoration government. And if I'm not heading, and the deputy, my deputy, as you know, is otherwise engaged too. The right honorable speaker has chairs. Now, we have all the members of the National Assembly as part of this effort to ramp up the base, not only for the primaries but also preparatory to the campaigns and the general election. Professor Steve Azaidi, who is unavoidably absent. Honorable Fred Ogwell, member representing Okra Federal Constituency. Member representing Okra Federal Constituency. The man who could not be stopped. Congratulations. The Deputy Speaker of the House, Honorable Abraham. The Leader of the House, Honorable Monday Ogologo. The Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Mike Obiri. The Deputy Leader, Deputy Leader, Honorable Colonel Bernard Kemba. Then the Deputy Whip, the Honorable Mrs. Kuku Yowo. Honorable Ben Oludu. Okay, it's absent. The Alliance Attention. If you go to high attention, I use that. Honorable Teddy Elemenfor. Our party chairman, Emeritus, Honorable Moses Manu. Honorable Oswaji Oboko. I choose the Honorable McDonald Ebadu. The Honorable Dr. Godbless Olinde. Honorable Barrister Karikori. Bonnie Felix Aya is not here. Honorable William Fafi. And all the commissioners of our restoration government are members. Okay, Honorable Salaya. Honorable Salaya Bimo. Now, because they have to prepare the ground for the campaigns and to reorganize the base of party and give direction, the secretariat is headed by no less a person than the senator representing me in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Lawrence Obiora. And it also has immediate past very able leader of the House, the Honorable Dr. Peter. It has also the Honorable, very gentle Emela, Mrs. Ebusi Idowu Brown, and Deputy. The Honorable Prince Isiki. As you can see, this secretariat alone is bigger and more formidable than some gubernatorial campaign teams. Only the secretariat. Now, our security team, Chief Master Jack, and I will have other names to read. The media committee is chaired by very able and hardworking and loyal, the Honorable Maxim. Now, all our chairmen, this is kind of chairman, you are all directing the mobilization in your various local government areas. So the other side should know, the APC should know that beginning from now, they have to be running, they have to be prepared to fill the game. From now, direct mobilization. We will have coordinators who will work with you. And you are also to work with all your councils. I will set up, the secretariat will consult with the leadership and set up ward mobilization teams in due course. And I would like the council to also be part of it, carry them on. So the coordinators are perhaps the deputy speaker himself. And the chairman of RAS will be director of mobilization. Others the names are all there. Don't want to go and call you off. For a minimum, Honorable Mike Ogunin will coordinate. The director of mobilization is the chairman, Honorable Betula Perkin. And the vice chairman, the coordinator is Honorable Isilema Banabi. continue to coordinate in addition to that, brass customs too. And of course, Governorship, in addition to everything else, we are still coordinating of brass side. Like I said, all of you members coordinate their constituencies. My dear brothers and sisters of the Restoration Fund, I want to thank you all for the support and encouragement that you've given to me at a very critical juncture. And my plans, my prayers are the best for you all. And I hope and expect that we'll continue to work together as a family, even at this time. There are more people who will come in, special advisors, others who will be joining the team, and several other leaders who are valuable that we're calling, and I want to use this opportunity to explain to them that it's not deliberate. Everybody has work to do in this team. I want to thank you all for coming, and it's on this note that I hereby inaugurate you all to mobilize the base, to give direction to the party of our group, and the state is moving forward. The state is counting on you. The state is counting on this team. Everybody is asking, Governor, what is your direction? And I want to thank the people of this state for their confidence. When they all ask me, say, Governor, whatever direction you give, we are there. That humbles me. And that should humble all of you. So a lot depends on you, what you do, decisions you take, and how you do the assignment. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the people of this state, and even those outside who continue to have this kind of confidence in me and in our team, and to say that we will not fail our state, will not fail our people, will continue to do our very best. Thank you very much. Congratulations and God bless you.
Recognize the distinguished senator and members of the National Assembly, Deputy Speaker and members of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Deputy Chief of Staff. I know that the MC has been able to establish a protocol that can stand anywhere, and so please permit me to adhere myself to that protocol established. Your Excellency, first, I thank you very much for finding me worthy and the rest of us to serve in this capacity. It's a fee we will not abuse. It's a privilege that we don't intend to abuse, and perhaps work hard to achieve our purpose. Your Excellency, for the past close to 8 years, you have been able to stabilize the state. When I have opportunity to discuss with people in different fora, I used to tell them, because I've been part of your government since 2011, when you campaigned and came in 2012, I've been part of this government. And because I was also part of another government before you came in, and also I've been in this state all my life, we understood or understand that you have been able to lay a foundation of development in this state. If this kind of foundation had been laid before you came in, would this your anxiety to develop this state, I'm sure, would have gone farther than where we are today. I say this with all sense of sincerity in me, because as a legislator, there is virtually nothing you have done that you have not given a legislative backing. Things that you do that will outlive your tenure as governor of this state. Such foundations would have been laid before you came in. But you hit the ground running, and you have taken us to this level. Now, Still in different fora, I used to tell people, I had the opportunity, Your Excellency, to interact with Donald Duke on the plane. It was a privilege. Now, in the interaction, he made me to understand that he himself and two other of his friends had some discussions, believing that in future, God, Providence may smile on them for them to lead their state cross river. I'm talking about the Donald Duke himself, I'm talking about the Leah Limoke, and I'm talking about the professor who is there. Your Excellency, God answered them, and Donald Duke became a governor. And Leah Limoke was sent to the Senate. Your Excellency, what is intriguing is that, in spite of the fact that they had misgivings and misunderstanding, because of what they discussed, they had to allow it to. And so there was a developmental foundation that was laid. So Leah Limoke took over. And then when it was time for the professor, the same thing happened. So meaning they are going to have 24 years uninterrupted developmental agenda. And if that holds sway, Your Excellency, the restoration government has been able to establish a foundation. And all the legacies you have kept in place, and perhaps, God willing, somebody to come in and expand on the frontiers. We honestly cannot say somebody out of the restoration government should lead this state at this time. Your Excellency, when you set up this team and my name was announced, a lot of people called. How can you set up a team when it's primary? I told them, yes, I'm a PDP member, but first, I'm also a member of the restoration team. We have different families in a system, in the PDP family. This one is the restoration family. And so I belong to the restoration family. Your Excellency did not bring in PDP ESCO members to set up a team. This is his family, and we have all the right to be part of this team. Who wouldn't want to? There was a meeting we held, and I was telling some people, remove sentiment. Put yourself in the place of Governor Dickson. Would you just walk away without planning who succeeds you? So the right of people thinking to take over that right, take away that right from you is wrong. And even completely from us is wrong. Because we belong to this family. And we have seen what you are doing, sir. And that's why we also believe that there should be continuity in this restoration team. Your Excellency, let me say this also. You have appointed more appointees in this state than any other government. I've been in this state before. But that's not the issue. The issue is, out of the hundreds of thousands of persons that worked for you, some of us are now privileged to occupy this position. I think it's something we should guide jealously and ensure that we don't disappoint our governor. Because there are thousands, hundreds of thousands outside who does not have this kind of opportunity to be either appointed or perhaps elected in offices. Excellency, he stood by some of us. Third tenure is a thing that nobody wants to hear in Biafra. He stood by some of us. I think this is the time to also stand by you and our state. Not even particularly your interest, but the interest of the state. For those of us who have been part of this system, we understand where you are going to, and it's clear where the state wants to go to. We want to say this on behalf of the committee, sir. We are going to swing into action. For me, people should understand that people have been fighting to stabilize a party. The ESCOs have been set up. Some persons who were wise, they shouldn't even be going into this race. But we don't mind, sir. It's open, sir, yes. Now, Your Excellency, we have 19 members in the House. I'm even begging, using this medium, let's put pressure on INEC so that our sister can also join us. Let them conduct that election. For me, after doing all this, I think that if we inch, when we get our candidates, if we inch our campaigns and election on the 19 constituencies, with the 20th one coming. And winning clearly in these 20 constituencies. I don't see anybody defeating us in election in these states. While stakeholders, commissioners will join the assembly members to deliver. Your Excellency, we are ready to go. We'll take this job seriously. We'll mobilize our constituencies and ensure that, because let me say this, all of us here, I was the party chairman in 2007, before 2007. We all worked hard. But to tell you the truth, when we eventually worked and brought in silver, at that point in time, sentiments were made that these are not our people, let's change them. And without waiting for the tenure to expire, we were removed. We went to court and court told us we should go home. And so let the truth be told. If we don't succeed in this agenda, ensuring that somebody from the restoration team takes over from our governor, all of us will be flushed out. Let's not deceive ourselves. That's the truth. We must work hard and maintain this team, not because of our personal aggrandizement, but because we need Bayelsa to grow and not to return to Egypt and be stable. So, Excellency, thank you very much for the opportunity. We are ready to go. On behalf of the committee, we are ready to go. We want to thank you and assure you that we'll deliver on what you have, the charges you have given us. Thank you, and God bless all of us.